Let's just dive right into this, shall we? Welcome to today's explainer. We're going to be unpacking a pretty stark, uncompromising picture of industrial automation today. With the global industrial robotics market projected to literally skyrocket into the tens of billions in the coming years, what used to sound like straight up science fiction is, well, it's rapidly becoming our everyday economic reality. But before we get too deep into the weeds, let me ask you a question. What does a factory without lights actually look like? Seriously, just take a second and try to truly visualize that. Picture a massive, fully functioning, incredibly busy workspace, but it's completely devoid of illumination. Pitch black. It kind of feels eerie, right? But the thing is, this isn't some post-apocalyptic movie set. It's actually the absolute pinnacle of modern efficiency. Section 1. Human needs at work. Okay, so to really understand the dark, we first have to examine the light. Think about the sheer amount of infrastructure we just take for granted in a traditional, human-operated facility. I mean, if people are working in a shop, you obviously need lighting. You need heating so they don't freeze, right? You need electric lamps over specific workstations. But it goes way beyond just the physical environment. People need insurance. They require a nurse on staff. They absolutely must have a first aid station. Biologically speaking, when you really think about it, human beings are incredibly high-maintenance machines. And, well, that brings us to a pretty harsh, undeniable reality. Machines, they simply don't need this stuff. The exact moment you introduce fully capable machines, you instantly strip away the need for all of these biological comforts and safety nets. No heat? Honestly, not a problem for a robot. No medical staff? Completely unnecessary. It entirely shifts the fundamental paradigm of what a workspace actually has to be. Section 2. Manufacturing in the dark.
Now, this is where things get fascinatingly efficient and, honestly, maybe just a little bit intimidating. It's called lights-out manufacturing. Basically, this is a fully automated shop where light is completely unnecessary simply because machines are operating entirely independently without any human support. So the crucial point here, and this is key, is that the light isn't just turned off to save a few pennies on the electric bill. No, the light is off because biologically there is literally no one there who needs to see. When you completely remove human needs from the equation, the very nature of the environment completely transforms.
Section 3. The machine advantage. So when we compare these two behaviors side by side based on the source, we see that humans quite naturally face everyday physical interruptions. They need a smoke break, a bathroom break, or they might just wander off to grab a cup of coffee. Robots, on the other hand, they aren't going anywhere. They continuously toil and they ask for absolutely nothing. What we're looking at here is the messy biological reality of human labor, contrasted directly against the relentless, uninterrupted, almost clinical efficiency of machines. It's a profound operational difference for sure. Section 4. Natural technological evolution. After laying out all these practical realities, we really have to look at our collective path forward. And this brings us to a super compelling philosophical conclusion from the source material. This is not my desire. It is the natural development of technology. I want you to really absorb that for a second. This massive societal and industrial shift is framed not as a personal choice and definitely not as some kind of corporate malice or grudge against human workers. No, it's presented simply as an inevitable progression. We're on the way to a mechanized world, and it's happening just because it is the natural evolutionary path of the very tools we've built. Which, of course, leaves us with a pretty critical question to ponder as we wrap up this explainer. If the factories of the future are pitched in total darkness, running flawlessly and relentlessly without us, well, in a fully mechanized world, what happens to the humans who step out of the dark? Where exactly is our place in this rapidly evolving reality? Definitely something to think about. Thank you so much for exploring this with me today. Keep questioning the world around you, and I will catch you on the next explainer.